All right, everybody, let's get our bell ringer sheets out and do these bell ringers that are on either side of the board. I'll give you 5 minutes to do each of them, and then I'll ask 2 of y'all to go to the board. What do y'all notice about the question it asked? We're using it without a what? Calculator. Gotcha. So, what's your first step? What do y'all think? Plug in the what? Yep. Okay. Good job. Who thinks they know how to do the first one? Anybody want to go to the board? Okay, go ahead, Ken. Uh-huh. Yeah. Awesome. What did you do? For the x, right? Awesome. The answer is -2. Did everyone get that? Yeah. Awesome. Okay, what about the second one? Does anyone know how to do the second one? Any volunteers? Presley, go ahead.
Don't mess up.
No, I'm not messing. You're okay. Just relax. Tell everyone how you're doing it.
Okay, you gotta plug in Y, so, and 4 is -7.
You're good. Keep going.
Alright.
You got x. X plus 3. Okay. Now, what do? We got a 3, but we're trying to get the x by itself, right?
So you know.
-3 on each side. So -3 to the 4 and -3 to the 3. So now we're left with x equals 1, right? Yep. So x equals 1. Y'all get that? Awesome, awesome. Okay. Now let's get into that paper. I handed out a family picnic paper. Y'all should all have it. We'll get started right away. This says the Jones family is having a family reunion at a park. Can you help figure out who brought what and how much they spent? So the first one says Grandma Jones was in charge of bringing paper plates and utensils. She brought 3 packs of paper plates for $5.19 and 2 boxes of plastic silverware. She spent a total of $12 on plates and silverware. Let P be the cost of the pack of paper plates and S be the cost of the box of plastic silverware. Write 2 equations using P and S to describe Grandma Jones's purchase. Okay, so how many packs did she buy? 3, that's right. So, it's not working, there we go. So they bought 3, right? So we automatically know that we're starting with 3P. Okay? How much are the paper plates per bundle? $5.19, okay? So we'll write equals $5.19, okay? So it says write two equations, so that's our first one, right? We got one, let's do two. Okay, so how many packs did we buy again? Three, so we got 3 feet. And how many boxes of plastic silverware did she buy? 2, so we'll use 2s. Okay, and altogether, how much did she spend? $12.09. Yeah, she spent the $5 on the paper plates. Okay, awesome. This next one says, which price is easier to find? The plates or the silverware, and why? So, what was easier to find out? What did it tell us in the question? The paper plates price or the silverware price? The paper plates, right? We kind of had to speculate what the silverware was. So we'll put the plates, because we know 3 packs cost $12 or $5. $5.19. Okay. Now it's wanting you to find the price, and it's just wanting you to find the price for one bundle of those paper plates. So I want y'all to do that by yourself real quick. Yeah, you can use your calculator. So we have 3 packs right now for $5.19, and I want you to find the cost of 1 pack. So it's real simple.
$173.
173? Yes, sir, that's right. Good job. How'd you do that?
519 divided by 3.
519 divided by 3. Okay, so that equals $1.73. Good job. Okay, now C says, now that you found the price of one item, can you find the price of the other item and how? Okay, so it's saying we have, what was the total? 1209, right? And then how much do we spend on paper plates? 519. So we'll subtract that because we're trying to find out how much the silverware costs, okay? So 1209 minus 519 is just $6.90, okay? And that's for how many boxes of silverware? 2, okay? So what are we gonna have to do with this 6.9? Divide, yeah, you're right. Divide by what? 2. There we go. Okay. So 6.9 divided by 2 is just $3.45. Does that make sense? 2. Okay, the next one says, Uncle Craig was in charge of bringing chips and salsa. The bags of chip cost $2.25, and a jar of salsa cost $3.50. Uncle Craig spent a total of $41 on both items. He bought 3 times as many bags of chips as jars of salsa. Let B be the number of bags of chips he bought, and J be the number of jars of salsa he bought. Okay, so let's go back and read this again because it's kind of confusing. Bag of chips cost what? Okay, salsa cost what? $3.50. And how much money do you spend on both? 41. Okay. For me, it helps whenever I isolate the problem in these word problems because I'm not very good at them. So, how much did the chips cost? We'll write an equation. $2.25, and we'll use it as C for chips. Okay, plus $3.50 for what? That's right, good job. Okay, and what is our grand total? $41. Okay, how's the value of B related to the value of J? Or in our case, C related to S? Write an equation to describe this. Okay? So it's wondering how they're related to each other and how the equation describes what we just put on paper. So it said, you remember the problem, it said he bought 3 times as many bags of chips as jars of salsa. So we're basically gonna say the number of bags chips is triple the number of jars of salsa. So that equation would look like B equals 3J. Does that make sense? It's just wanting you to explain an equation for triple the times of food cost, right? Okay, the next one says determine how many bags of chips and jars of salsa he bought. So what are we gonna do? What are we gonna plug in to the equation on top? This one. What do you think? The 3, right? But we can only plug in the 3 to one of the things. The bags, right? Bags of chips. So we're gonna do 2, 25, we're gonna write the original equation. And then for C, we're gonna write the 3 chip. Okay? And then we got plus 3.5 chip equals 41. Okay? Okay, 2.25 times 3 is just 6.75 J, and then plus the 3.5. Those two added together is 10.25. And then we have to set that equal to 41. So what would we do to find J? We have 10.25, J equals 41, what would we have to do? Subtract or divide. So we divide 41 by 10.25 and we get 4 because it's 41. So we got J equals 4. And then now is the final step. We're gonna plug J into this equation right here for the triple amounts of salsa. So we got, what is 3 times 4? 12. So B equals 12. Final answer. Does that make sense? A lot, huh? Okay. On to the next one. There was a total of 34 people at a family reunion. To feed the crowd, 140 ounces of pulled pork were prepared. 5 ounces of pulled pork is portioned for each adult, and 3 ounces of pulled pork is portioned for each child. Let A be the number of adults and C be the number of children at the family reunion. The first one says write an equation describing the relationship between A and C. Okay? I want y'all to try to do this on your own. I'm gonna go around and see what you got. So remember, isolate the problem like I did on the first one, and then go from there. Anything, y'all come up with anything interesting? No, not really? Let's look at it. So it says write an equation between the relationship of A and C. So how many people we gotta feed? 34. So we know A plus C, adults plus children, is gonna equal at least 34, right? That makes sense? So that's one equation. Then we're gonna draw an arrow. So we can interpret that equation in two different ways. So we can do A equals, adults equal 34 minus the children, or C, children equals 34 minus the adults. That's how you find, the answer. Okay? The next one, B, says write an equation for the total amount of pulled pork needed in terms of A and C. Okay? So there is, for each adult, there's how many ounces of pulled pork? 5, okay? So we'll write 5 for A, plus how many ounces for children? 3. Okay, so we got 3, C, equals, and then how many ounces total? 8?
Oh, 30.
140, right, of pulled pork.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, so that's that equation. Got it? Let's flip to the back. Everyone got it? On the paper? Sweet. This one says determine the number of adults and the number of children of the reunion, or at the reunion. Clearly show your reasoning. Okay, so we have both of those equations, right? So we have the 5A plus 3. And then we have 39 minus 8 equals 140. I'm getting that. Ooh, my bad, sorry guys. Sorry, not 39, 34. Because we have 34 people. Okay. So what we're gonna do is distribute, right? We're gonna go and multiply those things in the parentheses. So that leaves us with 5A. And then plus 3 times 34 is 102. And then 3 times negative A is negative 3A. Equals 140. From here, we're going to go ahead and subtract this 102. So that leaves us with 5A minus 3A equals 38. Because 140 minus 102 is 38. Can we subtract these two? 5A and 3A? No? Yeah, we can, because they're the same, right? So we got 2A equals 38. And then final step, what do we do from here? Divide by 2. Awesome. A equals 19. So if we know the number of adults, can we get the number of children? What do we do? 34 total?
Oh.
Minus what? 19, right? No, it's the number. It's real simple. So what's 34 minus 19? Let's see. We got 15. So there's 15 children. Easy peasy. Okay. This next one says, what strategies did you use to solve equations 1 through 3? How are they the same and how are they different? So I want y'all to go ahead and write your own strategies and write in your own words what you thought we did for each of these. Kind of explain it as if you're explaining it to a kindergartner. Y'all come up with anything? Anything new? Don't be scared to speak out. What do we do for A? For 3A? We just plugged in the numbers, right? So for 1, we can say we plugged in the numbers. What do we do for 2? We did the same thing, but what was the difference? We had triple, right? So we had to plug in the numbers, but we had an extra step. And for the third one, we had to plug in the numbers, right? But we also had, we had 3 different equations we had to go to, right? So we can say we had 3 equations to solve to get the final outcome. Awesome. Okay. Magdalene is a chef at a breakfast cafe. She needs 4 eggs to make a quiche and 6 eggs to make a batch of crepes. She has 48 eggs total. It says write an equation to represent the situation. Y'all ever eaten quiche? Me neither. Y'all ever had crepes? Crepes are good. Those are like the mini pancakes. Yeah. Oh. Alright, quiche. Anyways. Yeah, it is. It says write an equation to represent this situation. Okay, so how many eggs does she need to make quiche? 4. How many eggs does she need to make a batch of crepes? How many does she have total? Okay, how do you think this is going to go together? 4. Plus 6e equals what? Easy enough, right? Okay. But instead of E, let's put Q for quiche and C for crepes, right? Because we're going to get the E's mixed up. Okay? It says if she uses all 48 eggs, give at least 2 possible combinations of quiche and batches of crepes she can make. So it's saying she's about to use all 48 of her eggs, and there's 2 different ways that she can do it. She can either make a certain number of quiches and a certain number of crepes, or vice versa. So we need to look at this equation and solve for 48. Okay? So there is an option that she can make 3 quiches. And if she makes 3 quiches, she will be at 12 eggs, and then plus 6c equals 48. And minus the 12 on each side, minus 12. 36. And then 36 is 6c. Divide all that by 6. So she would be able to make 3 quiches and 6 batches of crepes. Okay? Or, going right along with that, she can make 6 crepes, or quiches, sorry, and 4 batches of crepes. Crepes and quiches, that's a weird word. Okay, C says if she only made 7 more quiches than batches of crepes, determine how many quiches she made and how many batches of crepes she made. Okay, So we're gonna plug this into the, first equation that we have. So we have 4. And then we have C plus 7. Plus 6C equals 48. Okay? That leaves us with 4C plus 28 plus 6C equals 48. We add these two together, or we subtract this 48 from here and from there. That gets us 4C plus 6C equals 20. What's 6 plus 4? 10C, right? Okay, equals 20. What do we do from here? Divide by 10. So C equals 2. Okay, this is going to be our last one. So this one says solve the system for W and Z. I want you to try to work on this one by yourself. I'm going to give you a hint. The bottom, you plug into the top. So if Z equals 2W plus 1, where are you going to plug it in? After the what? 5. Okay, I'm going to work this out for you. We'll check your work against mine. So, the Z equals 2W plus 1, right? I'm going to work this off to the side here. So we got negative 4W plus 5, and then we're going to plug in that Z. So we got 2W plus 1. And that all equals negative 19. Okay. So what are we going to do from here?
Do what's in parentheses.
Yeah, do what's in parentheses. So we got negative 4W plus, what's 5 times 2? 10W, right? Okay. And then 5 times 1? 5. Plus 5 equals negative 19. All right, we're going to combine these two. So what's negative 4 plus 10?
No, 4, 6.
6. There we go. 6W. Okay, plus 5 equals negative 19. All right, we got that plus 5. We're trying to get rid of that plus 5. What are we going to do? Subtract 5. Good job. Subtract 5 on each side. Okay, so now we're left with 6W equals negative 24. What do we do from here?
Divide by 4.
6.
5 by 6. W equals what? Negative 4. Good job. Awesome job, guys.